Alright, so the first thing we're going to be looking at today is the Industrial Revolution. Now, the Industrial Revolution is really divided into two primary sections. We have the North, which we're going to use the acronym FRUITS, and the South, which we're going to use the acronym CPR. Now, go ahead and set up your paper like this if you're going to follow along with me. It always helps when you not only listen and see it happening, but you also can aesthetically are writing things down. Now, for the F in the North, when you think Industrial Revolution, you should think of factories. I'm going to write down factories. Now your little visual, I am an excellent artist, so don't be too intimidated by my artistry because it's very much quite intimidating. And I want you to think for a minute, who brought the factory system to America? It was over in England. England didn't want to share because it was like their secret recipe. They don't want to share it. Think about that. I'm going to go through all of these, and anyone that I can come up with an inventor for, we're going to answer at the end. So as I do these, try to think of the inventor. The next thing that the North has a lot of is railroads. And again, my stellar artistry. Boom. See those parallel lines? See that railroad? Whew. The whole world is jealous. It's definitely an R. U is for urbanization. Now, urban would mean city. So my visual for a city is something that is going to look like lots of different sized buildings, and they all have really awesome windows scattered throughout. Again, stellar artistry. I know you're jealous. Just try to hold yourself back a little bit. I is for immigration. We're going to see an influx in immigration due to people coming over because of the increase in jobs and the opportunity for a better life. So here's people, and I'm going to draw the arrow this way because if you're looking at a map of the world, Europe would be over here, the U.S. would be over here. So people immigrating to the United States. The T is for the telegraph, which is a distinct increase in communication. So again, my telegraph lines are going to look like this. I explained it to my classes. It's like the longest version of a text message ever. You send it to somebody, you go to the telegraph office to write a telegram. Then from the telegraph office, the telegraph office then sends an electrical signal to the telegraph office that needs to receive your letter. And then after the telegraph office receives that, they send out one of their carriers to send a telegram to the person you wrote to. It's all very involved. And finally, S stands for steam engine. Now, this made itself prevalent in two different ways. We saw the steamboat, and again, know you're mad jealous of my skills, but this is my steamboat. It's really good, clearly. And then my steam engine, or my steam locomotive, has the wheels like this, has that weird little thing here. It's going to look like this, and then have like and then something like that. Look, it's a steam locomotive. Choo-choo. Again, steam locomotive, and the steam boat. Now the steamboat is going to allow for travel to go up and down the Mississippi River, which is going to change trade a lot. Hopefully you've had time to think about the inventors of these items. Who brought the factory system to America? Samuel Slater. Now, we could talk about the inventor of the railroad, but I don't think that's as important as the inventor of the telegraph. Samuel Morse. And then the steam boat is Robert Fulton. He improves it. Here. And then the steam locomotive is Peter Cooper. Now, when you're thinking of Peter Cooper, I think it helps to remember coop coop. That sounds to me like a choo-choo, but it's coop-coop. I don't know. I think it's cute. Robert on the river. Get it? Robert going up and down the river. Fulton. Boom. And a way to culminate all of this, okay, the fruits for the North. Think fruits of our labor. It's all about labor. It's about people coming to cities. In the North, we're going to see so many more factories go up. People are going to move to cities so they can work in the factories. We're going to have railroads to get the goods out of the factories. Immigrants are going to come in to live in the cities so they can work in the factories. It's kind of a vicious circle. Okay. Next, in the South, CPR. Now, CPR would be the cotton gin. And my cotton gin is really going to look like a cotton gin, clearly, because I'm a really good artist, so, you know. It's going to have like a little crank on it, and then a lot of fuzzy stuff coming out of it. Again, really good cotton gin. I know you're jealous. It does happen, but I feel we will get through it. Again, think of the inventor of the cotton gin as we look at this. P would be the steel-tipped plow. It's P for plow. The steel-tipped plow, think about the inventor of that. It made plowing much easier. We were able to get through crops or grow crops a lot quicker. The cotton gin totally revitalizes the South. Cotton was not a huge industry before the cotton gin was invented. They could go through the cotton and process the cotton at 50 times the speed, so people plant more cotton. We see slavery increase. So due to this, slavery increases. That's all my little arrows. And then finally, R is the mechanical reaper. The reaper makes it easier to grow crops. It makes it easier not to grow crops, but to harvest the crops and take down things. Now, the steel-tipped plow, the mechanical reaper, I'm not even going to attempt because, like I said, my drawing will just intimidate you. All these, though, have to do with agriculture. Agriculture. And so we're going to say that CPR excuse me. CPR, I just sneezed. CPR revives the Southern economy. Now, to wrap that up, hopefully we're catching that. To wrap all of this up, agriculture, CPR, revives the Southern economy. Now, make sure you have this down. This is all important. Oh, I forgot. We still need to do our inventors. Cotton gin. Eli Whitney. He also invented interchangeable parts, which are very helpful in the North. Eli Whitney. The steel-tipped plow was John Deere. Sound familiar? It's kind of a big deal these days. And then Cyrus McCormick, and I'm really going to hope I spell his last name right. McCormick. Regardless if Cyrus McCormick is his name. It's his name. Okay, so we have the South. We have the North. Factories, city life, urban life, agriculture. Okay, so to wrap it up. And look, I have a paper that says wrap it up. If you want to flip over your other paper and write wrap it up on it, go on ahead. Now, to wrap it up, a few things that I feel like are important for you to note. People are moving to cities. In the North, people move to cities. And what do we call this? Urbanization, because urban means city. So think cityization. America is becoming more self-sufficient. We're not having to rely on other countries to process our goods as much anymore. We can do it ourselves. More self-sufficient. Technology is on the rise, and this last one is a big one. The North is becoming more industrialized, and the South is becoming more agricultural. And guys, they're just going to keep drifting further and further apart. Agricultural. The whole idea here, if this is happening, then what I know to be true is that the North is becoming more industrialized. We're going to have more cities, more city life, which is a faster paced life. The South is becoming more agricultural. They're depending more on slavery. They still permit a slower lifestyle in the South, just because it's the farm life. Farm life just runs a lot differently than city life. They are like two people who used to be best friends and are now slowly getting involved in different things, and they're drifting apart. And the more they get involved in their, kind of like you have two best friends who do different sports, the more they get involved in their sport, the less they're going to have in common with each other. That's like what's happening here. Except for it's like this, like the North is in band and the South is an athlete. And so the North is getting more into their instruments and playing music and all the things that go along with that, their concerts, their competitions, UIL, all of that. The South is caring more about their games, being in the gym. They're getting more and more different. And as they get more and more different, division is happening. Division grows, we'll say. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. Hopefully you kind of got a more round understanding of the Industrial Revolution. Can you see that? Division grows? Okay. Anyways, watch the next videos for more information. See you later, guys.